And talking about asterisks, obviously that matters when talking about legacy, right? Because Kevin Durant, people to this day think that his championships were not that great because he was on a stacked team. They think he has asterisks. So legacy means a lot, right? Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Paul. They are two players in this series right now that have the most to gain by winning an NBA championship.
I like how you just...
No, he went crazy.
Yeah, I like how you just
went
did that.
Crazy.
I like how you just
You
transitioned
went
into that. That was tough.
That was perfect.
Like, I was thinking, I'm like, where is he going with this?
He
And I was
bugged
like, wow.
out.
You guys ruined it by saying
I'm
I'm bugged
sorry,
out before
bro.
I let you
Nah,
guys
it was so
go.
fire.
was
I had to stop
perfect.
it.
But I got to go with the question, okay? Whose legacy would a championship run help more, Giannis or CP3? Or this championship help more, not championship run?
You know, it's crazy, but I think, you know, it's tough because I feel like, come on, bro, you going to hit me in the middle of my
All
monologue,
right. It
bro?
was an accident. Go ahead.
I think, you know, over the past year or two, people have been bashing Giannis, you know, disrespecting him as a basketball player and really coming down on his legacy, saying he doesn't deserve this, he doesn't deserve that, he's overrated. And with Chris Paul, you know, we've seen in the past people kind of, you know, bash him in a sense, you know, come for his legacy, saying he's a choke artist and saying he can't win the big one. So I think, for starters, this is going to put both of them at a high pedestal. And I think Giannis already has a Hall of Fame career. I think Chris Paul is a Hall of Famer. You know, Giannis being only 26 years old, I think it's funny because it's like, I think it can go both ways, but I think for Chris Paul, it means more.
Okay.
You know, I think it matters for him more because he is 36. You know, he is at the end of his career. And I think this is the one time where it's like we were just talking about. This is the one time where you really have a significant chance to really get this ring and really run into the sunset, not to mention the Banana Boot crew. You know, D-Wade got 3 of them things. LeBron got 4 of them things. Melo, you and Melo be sitting on the side with no rings. I know that's like embarrassing. That's like, damn, both of my boys got multiple rings. We don't. So it's like to initiate yourself in a group that you guys consider one of the best players in the NBA history, you know, getting that ring, I think that'll definitely implement Chris Paul and definitely push him into that. He's already cemented. I think people will still question if he's a top 5 point guard of all time, but I think that a ring will probably cement him into that top 5 point guard
You think
list.
no chip, he's still top 5?
I think so, but I think people will still push back on it.
Okay.
But I think that a ring and how he does it would definitely – I don't even think he needs to play like elite or win the finals MVP. I think he just needs to play good. And then now cement him as a top 5 point guard of all time. So I think with Giannis, you know, being 26 years old, he still has time to switch over to another team or win another ring. You know, I think he has a long and illustrious career. But I think with Chris Paul, you know, time is running. And I think this is the one time he needs to do it.
A lot of good points you made there. But for me, I feel like this is a no-brainer. I feel like this one leans Giannis. I feel as if we've seen players come into the league and have all this potential on their name and not live up to it, truthfully. Giannis really didn't have that potential or that, you know, that pressure on
The
him.
hype on his name.
Correct,
He did.
exactly. He made himself what he is today, and I give him a lot of credit for that. However, you look at, like you mentioned, he's been getting trash talk these last 2 seasons after winning the MVP, but not being able to get it done in the postseason. But to look at his resume, at 26 years old, you have 2 MVPs. You have a Defensive Player of the Year the same year that you won Most Valuable Player. However many All-NBA teams that he has. I think he's been All-Defense every single year that he's been an All-Star. He is phenomenal, and the fact that he's going to potentially accomplish all this at the age of 26, it just immediately launches his name into best players of all time. Not that he would be the best player of all time. I'm insinuating he would be among the greats of the game off rip with a championship. At 26 years old, the fact that he has, like I mentioned, all these accolades to his name already, a championship as well as a finals MVP before the age of 26, would have a championship before LeBron. LeBron turned 28. He won his first championship. Michael won his first championship at 28.
27.
No, he was 28.
Was it 28?
He was 28. LeBron and him won it the same year. But he would just change how everyone views his future and how they look at him now. A championship at 26 would not just lift off a huge weight off his shoulders. It's a resume that, how you mentioned, you think that he could be a Hall of Famer. A championship, he could retire the day after that championship. He could be in Hall of Fame consideration. I understand where you go with the CP3s. Like, For sure, I think that a championship would lock him in the top 5. But it's like his legacy's already pretty cemented with a chip or not. Would it help his legacy? For sure. I just think that this chip means a little bit more to Giannis, as in he has so much time left to go, and this chip would only just launch his name into, like I mentioned, Hall of Fame status, all-time great status, among the best players ever.
With the monologue that I just did, along with the transition that I was hoping to accomplish, I felt like we were on a 3-on-1 fast break and you smoked the layup. I just wanted to say that because I was getting ready to ask the question and make it so smooth, and you just totally interrupted it. That was like a clip.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't be upset if I was you, man.
I am.
Yeah, are you?
I am, because I knew how great it was, and then I was like, yes, like I felt like I just had a LeBron-esque block on Iguodala. I got the ball. We're on a fast break, and I pass it. And right when I'm about to pass it, which I was getting ready to ask the question, I was about to pass it, and he just fumbles the ball, or like he trips, and then we get a turnover. So that's how I felt.
I'll take some blame too. I screamed in your ear or something like that.
That's why after I was like, "What the hell?"
Listen, man, I wouldn't be upset.
It was so perfect,
awe,
bro. I'm like, no way.
I'm sitting here like, oh my god, this is where he went with it.
It was like watching like Lil Wayne and Drake in the booth and just like going crazy. Like I was like, wow,
bro, it was perfect. I'm sorry, bro, but it was amazing.
I think I'm a little bit more generous than you guys in terms of Hall of Fame. I think Giannis is already a Hall of Famer. No doubt about it. I really think he is. Chris Paul is an 11-time All-Star, 4-time assist leader, 6-time steals leader, 10-time All-NBA, 9-time All-Defensive Team, and won the Rookie of the Year. Giannis is a 5-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, Most Improved Player, Defensive Player of the Year, 5-time All-NBA, and 4-time All-Defensive Team. I think what hurts Giannis's legacy, you could say a little bit, is that he doesn't have any. He's not a leader in any category in terms of he's never been a scoring leader, an assist leader, a rebound leader, a blocks leader, or a steals leader in the league. Chris Paul is 4-time assist leader and 6-time steals leader. But when arguing a legacy, we have to argue this. If Chris Paul wins a championship, how much does that elevate him in all-time point guards debate? I don't think it elevates him much. Steph Curry and Magic are already locked in at 1 and 2. It probably elevates him over Stockton, even though Stockton is going to have thousands of more assists than Chris Paul when it's all said and done. So that is debatable. Maybe that chip puts him over Stockton, but it's not going to elevate him too much. I think he's already a top 5 point guard. When we talk about Giannis, if he's already a 2-time MVP, if he were to not only if he were to get a championship ring and a finals MVP, not only is that going to set him up to already have a first ballot Hall of Fame resume and career, but that's going to set him up to stop being snubbed from the MVP conversation. Because the only reason Giannis wasn't in the MVP conversation this past season was because, but the playoffs.
Yep.
That's the only reason why. If he wins a championship, now voters are going to be like, maybe he should win an MVP because he did win a championship. He did win Finals MVP. We're not going to have that voter fatigue with Giannis that much anymore because we're like, okay, he's a champion. Whereas if he doesn't win, we're still going to mention that, I don't want to vote him for MVP because he's already a 2-time MVP and he has no championship. I think that stain is still going to be on him. Giannis is a first ballot Hall of Famer, I think, already with his resume right now. If he just keeps on this pace, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Getting a championship with a Finals MVP, I think after this season, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He could retire after the championship and be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think this helps Giannis so much because it elevates him so much in the all-time greats conversation. I don't think this ring is going to elevate Chris Paul as much as Giannis in the all-time great conversation. Like, Giannis is going to take a boost from here to here. Chris Paul is going to be from here to here. I don't think it's going to elevate him that much further.
And one thing to add to our point before you can go ahead, but multiple MVPs in a championship. There have been 11 guys. Bob Pettit, Russell, Wilt, Kareem, Moses Malone, Bird, Magic, Jordan,
Curry.
Duncan, LeBron, Curry. It's like, it's not, and if Giannis wins that, he's going to be in that class with them. and it's
Wait,
not
multiple rings, multiple MVPs?
no multiple MVPs and a
ring.
championship. Only 11 guys have that.
My only thing is, if Giannis doesn't win this year, so what? He's 26. He has 9, 10 more years to get another one. If Chris Paul doesn't win this year, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he probably gonna play again, but it's like how many more years really will he get another chance?
I agree with
it?
that. Oh wow, we actually
Go
said
ahead,
that
bro.
sometime.
Go ahead.
I'll say this though, that's the same mindset KD, Harden, and Russell Westbrook had when they went to the finals very young. They had that same mindset. Oh, but we have our whole careers to do it. KD did it because he joined a super team. Harden and Westbrook are still
Grinding.
They're 30
Yeah.
trying to get that. Russell Westbrook, I think it's safe to say he's not going to get it. Harden has the best chance because he's in Brooklyn. A lot of players
That is true.
were in the championship at a young age, and they never got there again, or they lost
I
the
wanna
next time
say
they got
something,
there.
too.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Like
go ahead.
right now, Giannis, he's 26, but next year, Brooklyn healthy, they're there. We know that there's going to be movement around the league, and teams are going to form better teams, and Milwaukee's pretty much stuck with their roster right now that they're going to have. If we're like just looking down the line at the future, this is probably the Bucks' best chance to win, and they're probably not going to get this window of opportunity ever again.
But
with Giannis
like
there.
I was saying, you have like you mentioned. You said, "So what if he loses?" And I agree with you there. But you just got to think about it. If he wins, how people are going to look at his future for his career for the rest of his time.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's like you have one championship, you have MVPs, you have a Defensive Player of the Year. You're the first person to do that since Hakeem Olajuwon to win an MVP and a Defensive Player in the Year in the same season. And you have a championship at 26 before the greatest ever and LeBron James, who also could be the greatest ever.
Just think about this.
Wait. Giannis didn't win MVP this year.
No, he didn't.
I didn't.
No, he
You
didn't.
said
Last year, he won MVP and Defensive
Hakeem
Player
is
of the
the
Year.
first to do it all in the same year.
That's what I'm saying. Since
Giannis
Hakeem
never did it.
he
Giannis
did it
wouldn't
last
do
year.
No, he didn't win a ring.
He won.
No, Hakeem is the
MVP and
first.
DPOY.
All I was saying was MVP
Oh.
and Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
So wait,
okay.
Hakeem won MVP,
Yeah, he did it all in the same year.
Defensive Player of the Year,
and Finals MVP.
MVP.
In the same year. Yeah.
Oh my
That was different.
goodness,
Yeah.
bro! I just got chills. That's crazy.
This is what I got to say. Just think about, we know the media controls the narrative.
Right.
Just think about how the media is going to talk about the championship if Chris Paul or Giannis wins it. Let's say the Suns win. Chris Paul, they're going to talk about him. Oh, is he an all-time? Is he top 5 in all-time great point guard? Is he better than Magic? Maybe you'll still talk about that.
Really?
Yeah, it's the media.
Fair enough.
True. They'll say, is Chris Paul the
True.
best leader of all time and all this stuff. They'll say stuff like that. With Giannis, it's going to be, is Giannis the best player in the world? Does Giannis have a better resume at 26 than LeBron?
I was going to
Jordan?
say, can he
It's gonna
eclipse LeBron?
like the topic list about Giannis is going to be so broad, and it's going to feature names that we're like, whoa, if he wins.
The way
Yeah,
people,
but
go ahead.
it's like I get it, but it's like we've already seen the media say is Giannis the best player in the world. We didn't already seen that. They tried to spin that.
But now he has a
repeatedly.
championship,
A
so it'll be
championship
different.
changes everything.
Okay, so then let
And
me
Giannis is playing a game 1. Just got the update. He's playing
Let's go.
Okay, so-
All right, I'm changing it. But I don't want to get egregious.
So
All
wait,
right,
let me
I'll
ask
say
you a
Bucks
question,
in
Drew.
six. I'll say Bucks in
Let me
six.
we list Giannis as a
Power forward.
So you said this will put Giannis in the high.
He would be amongst
So
the
where would
all-time
we
greats
put him?
already.
He probably could be 3.
3 all time power forward.
Tim Duncan, Malone.
I
and
would
who?
put-
Malone's
I would
a 5.
No, Malone's
Karl
a 4.
Malone?
Karl
Oh, I'm
Malone's a 4,
sorry.
King.
I'm thinking of most. That's why I'm.
I mean, are you going to put, with this resume, you could put him over KG.
they have the same resume.
I-
Except
2-time MVP? No.
And not
Yeah,
at,
that's what I'm saying.
and
KG
not
only
at
has one.
26.
Finals MVP? No.
It took
Wait, was
KG
KG the Finals MVP?
nah,
No,
he should have.
Paul
But he
Pierce
wasn't.
was. Paul Pierce should have been Finals MVP.
No, but
Paul
we'll get
Pierce
that's
should-
another day. But
True,
no,
true,
Giannis,
true.
Charles Barkley. Giannis's resume is over that.
In my humble opinion,
So he could be 3rd all time with
it's
this.
got to be Tim. I could argue I'm taking him over Karl Malone. It's not that crazy to say. He wins a championship at 26. He went toe-to-toe with KD. Obviously, KD didn't have his full squad. He went toe-to-toe with KD.
Here comes the context. Don't do
Of course,
that.
listen, I said it before even saying that. I said, listen, KD didn't have his full squad, but it's not like Giannis fumbled and didn't seize the opportunity.
No, 100%.
He played out of his mind after the first 2 games in Brooklyn. And it's
So we would put we would have Giannis probably third, fourth maybe, but third in the 3-4 range.
I'm gonna say he could be
and then
2.
Chris Paul, we would have him
top 5.
Top 5. He's already top 5.
But I
with
feel
or
like
without.
he could exactly.